All right, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and the topic is going to be Launchpad. So essentially, this is an optional video. You don't have to watch any of it. You can jump through it, but it's going to take you through various platforms that you can use for launching off your most used documents, apps, software. So it's a really nice way of managing your online presence and having places to put all of your work in a nice, efficient manner. So I'm going to start off with going to Google Drive. So if we go into Google Drive, this is your Google Drive. This is usually where you start off with when you get into Google Drive. A couple things that I want to mention though is I utilize this a lot now, this priority section. So most of us will start off, will be in My Drive. But if you go to priority, you can now set up sections. So the stuff that I'm using most often, I'm going to create workspaces for it. So you can go to workspace and you can create a new workspace. You can see the workspaces that I've created over the last couple months. And once I'm not using them anymore, if I don't need them, then I just remove those workspaces. So you can see I have hidden workspaces at the bottom. So if I have a workspace and I don't want to use it anymore, I can hide it. But right now, these are the ones that I'm using most often. So if I go into, say I go into grade 8 COVID orientation, these are the ones that I have in here. If I want to add more files, I can click on add more files. It will start by looking through the most recent files that I've been using. It'll try and be intuitive to find out which ones I'd like to add. So if I want to add, say for instance, COVID power of H, I could get it, insert it, and now I have it in part of that workspace. So it's done. So that's how you can use workspaces. Very, very efficient way of using your time and finding your most used documents at the present time as fast as you can. Another part of Drive, and you're going to see this a lot, and a lot of you may not know about this, but over on the right hand side, you're going to see that you have your calendar included, your keep, and then ongoing tasks. So if you want just a quick look at what's going on with your calendar, you can go over to the side and you can see what's happening on your day. You can add new events into your calendar. The next one is Keep. I use Keep a lot for my day-to-day activities. This is like my checklist. If I'm in meetings or if I just have items that I want to get through in a day, that's where I'll create my checklist. And then the last one, it's the same idea as a checklist. You can go in and you can create tasks. So I might be looking through my emails and I'll grab an email, copy it, I'll paste it over here, and then I'll chip away at these as I go through the day. So that's another way of effectively using these little Google add-ons that they put into your Drive. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the Bookmarks Bar. I'm going to have to move my picture here to the other side. It seems to get in the way of being able to open up a drop-down menu here. But if you don't have this Bookmarks Bar at the top of the page, if you go up to the top right corner, there's those 3 dots. Click on it, and you're going to see bookmarks, and go across, and it should say show bookmarks. If that is not selected, you're not going to see your bookmarks. So go ahead and select that, and it's going to show the bookmarks that you've pulled down. So essentially what I do is if I come across something that I go, hey, I want to make sure that I have that and it's convenient for me to use, I'll pull it down. So I kept doing that until I had so many up here that they weren't showing up, and then I had this drop down with a bunch of extras, and it got really, really difficult for me to find all my bookmarks. So what I ended up doing was creating folders. So essentially once you have a bookmark, so you can see I took this, let me drag it down, you can see how it works. If I click that, if I'm on another tab, I can click on that, and now it's going to readily take me back to that page. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that page. But we have all of these bookmarks up here, and I want to create folders. So essentially, once you have folders, I can take and drag one of these into a folder, drop it, and now I have that link in that folder. So you can see I have all my exams in a folder, administration, type websites and documents. I have them in a folder, the different calendars that I need to look at, websites that I commonly go to or ones that I've made. And if you go to the end here, I have another bookmark called, or let's start, and if I click it, it's the Bookmark Manager. And this is where you can sort and organize all your bookmarks. Or another way of getting to it, which is what you guys are going to want to do, is if you go to your bookmarks and if you go to Bookmark Manager, it's going to take you to this page. So all I did was take this and I pulled it down and put it into my Bookmarks Bar at the top of the page. Once you have them here, you can see most of my stuff is now in folders, but if you don't have your stuff in folders, you can create your folders, and then once you have them, then you just drag it and drop the item into one of the folders, and it'll start filling all the folders, and then you can see what's inside them. So that's essentially how I organize all my folders. And once I get out of there, you can see, so that's, I used to have all sorts of stuff lined down here. So it wasn't just folders. There was lots of separate little documents and URLs and files that I had linked to this page. So that's another way of quickly organizing and creating a nice, unique, efficient way of sorting and organizing your digital content so it's easy to find online. All right, the next launchpad that I'd like to show you is Symbaloo. So if you go here, you're going to see I've created a Symbaloo for hunting hills. You can create them for lots of things. It doesn't just have to be work. But if you go to the top, you're going to see here, Symbaloo is a place to save bookmarks and your favorite websites online. So that's essentially what it is. So it's another launchpad. You go in here, in the middle it has a search engine, so you can use Google to search for items. But you're going to see here that I've just taken all of the most common bookmarks and websites that I go to, and I've created a little icon. So it's very visual, and they're small enough that you can get a lot on a page. That's what I like about it. And for myself, like all the stuff here is my work content. Then at the bottom, this is more of my recreational content or my personal stuff. So, and I get it all into one page. So it's really convenient. This also works off your phone. So if you want to set it up and have it on your phone, these icons show up your phone as well. If you want to create one of these, they're very easy to create. You just click the plus sign, put in, I'm just going to put in test, add, and then it populates it. Then you have all your blanks. So if I have a title that I want to create, I can put in the name of the title. So I can create the title. This is where I put the link in. So say I was going to make a link to Padlet, which is going to be shown next. So I can put in the link to a Padlet, put it in there, decide what it is. It's a website. So we're putting in website. It has already found an icon that's linked to Padlet, so you can go ahead and use it. If I want to show the text in my icon, I can show the text. I can choose the color of the background in my icon, so you can see I have the text there. I have it. Padlet has the word on it, so I'm not going to use the text, and I'm going to go to a different color here, just to change it up. All right, I have another, I could use a different picture if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and close that. That's the picture I want to use. But if you want to upload an image because you don't like the one that it selected for you, you don't have to use it, and then I can click Save. So now I have a Padlet created here, or a link to Padlet that I've created here, so it will launch to that page. And that's essentially all you have to do. Okay, and then once you have it done, you're ready to go. So you can have it set up so you can get this link, and you can share this link, or when you open up Symbaloo on your phone, it'll automatically populate the Symbaloos that you've created. Okay, another great launchpad. The next launchpad that I want to share with you is called Padlet. And when you go into Padlet, something that's really nice, it will give you this message telling you how beautiful you are before you get started. So you're going to get your shoes pumped up and ready to go before you even get started. Inside here I have 3 different Padlets that I've created. The first one, we were looking at using this to showcase the options that are offered at our school to the grade 8s coming into grade 9 for next year. Then we decided to go a different route, but I can use it just to show what the premise of it was. We have all of the options shown here, and then we could showcase them and display what each of the options does. So we had, like in here, you can see here that Sandy, she has a presentation or slideshow that was going to be showcasing her Chinese 9 class. And then over here, this is Dylan's video that he linked to a YouTube site that showcases what Rock Band was about. In the bottom corner, if I click on it, this is how you would add a new section, and you can upload information, you can link information, you can take information off Google, you can put in pictures, but then here you can see all the different types of media that you could add to your Padlet. It's a very rich content-based launchpad, but it's not just a launchpad, it's a great place to amalgamate and put a lot of information, and there's a lot of different ways that you could possibly use this application. If you go to the top here, I'll show you a couple different ways that you could use it. Here's one that I created just showing different ways that you could use technology. So if you want to take all of your technology tips and tricks and put them in one place, this would be a great place for you to do it. If you go to, here's another one, it's on a timeline. So this is another feature. So I could take this, let's go to this one. Okay, I could take one of these, and if you want it to be timeline based, you can change and modify the format. So you can have canvas, stream, grid, shelf, a back channel, a map, or a timeline. So if I clicked on timeline, then it would take all that information and then it would stagger it across the timeline, and then you can scroll back and forth. So another way that you could possibly use it, social studies teachers. And another one is, well, look at this, a map. So if you go in there, you can see that it has these key posts that you can click on, and you can find out information. So again, it would link to a certain, whatever you wanted it to link to, and then you could click on it and find out more information about it. But you can see here, this one was done on the 7 Wonders. And here's another idea for Dylan and Josh. They could create a podcast Padlet, okay, with all their podcasts on it. That would be really cool. Next up, we have something that's very different than a Padlet. Okay, it is a virtual classroom, and you guys have already used this. It's all done inside Google Slides. You're going to love it. Well, some of you will love it, not all of you. So let's go ahead and move on to our virtual classroom. And I just noticed that I'm still wearing my headphones. I don't really need those on while I'm talking to you guys. But if we go through and I take a look at where we're going here. So I'm just going to go to the page that I created. So this is what we're going to be designing, and I'm not going to take you through the whole thing. There's actually a video that's done by this this YouTuber right here, Danielle Minock, and she does a really good job with this. She'll take you through the whole process, and she actually shares a lot of information on searching for good photos and looking for different ways of making your page look better. So it's not only good exercise to go through and watch her video to learn how to make one of these virtual classrooms, it's also great because she shows you a lot of really good techniques to make a good presentation. So I would highly recommend that you watch her video. It's awesome. Now, in order to make one of these, or why would you want to make one of these? Well, they look kind of cool. You get to use your Bitmoji face. And once you're done, you can make it as an interactive page that people will come to. So here's my work in progress right here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up so you can see what I have. So essentially what I've done is I've created a background. I brought in some graphics, and then on top of the graphics, I have all of these different sections that have links that are connected to them. So we have links here that are going to take you to the YouTube pages that explain what the different launch pads do. So I have all the information for the presentation I did here, all culminated into this one page. So once you're done, if you want to get more information about it, you can come here to access that information. So I'm not going to share a lot about how I made it because she does a much better job than I would, but this is where you can come and access all the information for what I've done with Launchpads today. So hope you guys enjoyed that. You guys couldn't see my little dog that I put in there. He's not even mine. He's someone else's. But I did make him do a trick, and you have to click on him and you'll see what he does. So I'll make sure that I click, or I make a link that goes to this page, which is going to take you here. Now this is the neat thing, and you need to do this. This is the only part I'm going to share, is once you've created your page, you're going to have to go in and you have to take it and publish it to the web. So you're going to say publish to the web, and then this is where you get a link where you're going to share that link with the rest of the people that access your page. Otherwise, they go to, if you just share your presentation, people can go in and manipulate your presentation. So once it's created as a website, here's the URL that they'll use, and then when I go to click on anything, including this dog, okay, or this page or this link, it'll take you to other things. So hopefully that's helpful. I hope you guys get something out of this. I know I did. And if you made it this long, good on you. Okay, have a great day. Thanks.